all these kids whose traumas are not attended to at a young age grow up to be mothers who will pass this on, and fathers and sons who see that this is okay to be done to a girl and boys. So we're not going to raise a next generation of leaders, parents, doctors who are whole if we let it keep going and nowhere to turn, nobody to talk to. We just perpetuate the same issue, and it affects everything across the board, every part of our community and our society at the core. Research shows that the first 24 hours after your trauma can determine your whole healing trajectory. So just having that one person to say, it's not your fault, I believe you, how can I support you in that span of 24 hours after that event happens makes all the difference. This is a community-wide issue, not a woman issue. We have radio shows once a month that talks about where they can go, where they find resources. This is wrong. We invite people in the community to talk about it. But another thing we've done in Uganda, there are these, they're like taxis, but on a motorcycle. They call them boda bodas. And there's so many. They know everyone. They're usually in their 20s, and they're stereotypically known as the perpetrators because they are in and out of the villages. So I realized, okay, these men know everyone and have access and transportation. How can we work together that the people we consider a problem can be part of a solution? So we raised money and bought a motorcycle and hired Bosco, who then would get a call from either a survivor or the police. He picks up the police officer. They drive together, they pick up the perpetrator, and the three of them on one motorcycle to get them to jail. Because there's somebody there, now the perpetrator cannot bribe the police officer, because sometimes they bribe them along the way and they never make it to jail. Then he will go pick up the survivor to get them to all the places. Because before EDJA, there were so many barriers. So let's assume you can pay to get all the services. Most people are walking, that's the main mode of transport. So somebody after being raped, they walk 7 miles to the hospital. We have 3 doctors for over 25,000 people. So unless you're bleeding, usually you don't see a doctor. If they do, then they have to walk maybe 5 more miles to the police station, get their paperwork, bring it back to the doctor to sign, then show up to court whenever that is. And if the perpetrator has more money than the survivor, then they keep changing your dates at the court so you can give up. In the hospital, when a survivor shows up, on paper, they should get a free rape kit, like Plan B and PEP and all of that. But usually when you don't have the money, somehow it's gone or they don't have enough. So that's where Brenda also came in, and now we also have case managers in these hospitals. So when a survivor shows up, somebody's there to advocate for them, to see a nurse or a doctor right away. That's another piece, is having someone speak for them and to get the resources that some of them are available. And when they're not, then we go the extra mile to private pharmacies or clinics that cost a little more than what an average person in that community can afford, and we get that. EDJA this week has been absolutely incredible. We had a walk of over 1,000 people, students, teachers, grandmothers, police officers. The whole community came together to just say we're taking a stand that enough is enough. They're starting to get it. I'm standing up, enough is enough. See something, say something. Now the messages are starting to go through the community, and we're seeing a difference. My biggest hope is that we don't have to heal from our childhoods, that every child has an opportunity and a chance to thrive in a community where they feel safe, where you don't have to always wonder if you should trust someone. And then when that comes out, that the shame and the guilt should be placed in the right place, that we don't have a society, a political system that makes this issue thrive. When we're silent about something, we give it power. When we speak to it, it diminishes.